Cleveland leaders called it a brutal and horrific Tuesday morning attack on a 34-year-old man at this gas station near East 140th and St. Clair Avenue. The incident resulted in dozens of shots being fired and the arrest of 12 teenagers allegedly involved.
All right, I'm going to sound like an old man, but what the hell is wrong with these kids these days?
High school teachers.
Probably.
Going crazy.
Stick around and
Bowling
find
coaches.
out. So before we go into an episode about the violent teenage crime that's going on, let's go ahead and talk about our officer fallen. As of right now, we have 95 officers who have fallen in the line of duty.
This was as of a week or two ago.
And LT told me how many K9 officers died this year so far?
K9s, 18.
I'm sorry, K9s, the actual dogs. You're right. Yeah,
18.
18 so far. I mean, it's a valuable tool that probably saved 18 officers' lives.
Yes.
And it's sad when a K9 gets killed, but
I'm sure it saved a lot more than 18.
right, yeah, at least, yeah. So to all fallen officers, we salute you.
Salute. Salute. God bless you and your families, and to all the K9 handlers. We appreciate every one of you.
You ever watch a K9 funeral?
I've been to several.
Yeah, it's super sad. And we're going to talk about the K9s in the
next show.
Mini-sode.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So I want to talk about our new sponsor that has come back.
We have a new sponsor.
We
do.
It's not a new
sponsor. It's a returning sponsor.
Returning sponsor, and that was all my fault because there was some miscommunication there. But I want to talk about them, and they are sponsoring our beer moment tonight. First of those sponsors is Tristan and Tom Clem Realtors. If you guys are ready to buy or sell in the Central Florida area, these are the folks that you want to call. All their information is down below in the comments. Please visit them. I'm telling you, you will not go wrong with Tristan and Tom Clem Realtors. They are thebomb.com. Our next sponsor is Clem & Company Property Investments. The number is right there on your screen. It's also going to be down below. If you're ready to buy or sell that property, just get out from under it, flip it, whatever you need to do. Call Clem & Company. Tom is a retired now police officer.
Deputy
Sheriff Sergeant.
police officer.
And you can beat his ass over that, Tom. And he's also a veteran Marine. We appreciate your sponsorship. Thank you very much. And don't forget to like and subscribe below. John, we have a beer moment. We have a brand new beer that we've never tried before.
Yes.
What do we got, buddy?
You called it Unibrow. I believe it's Unibrew.
I think it's Unibrow.
I think it's Unibrow.
Unibrow. Raise your hand if you
spell it.
raise your hand if you're going to go with Unibrow.
Unibrow.
That sounds like Unibrow.
Unibrow.
This is from some brewery.
That's a technical term.
Yeah, some brewery. Blanche Chablis. Here's a picture. It's a Belgian wheat ale. Camille's going to put a picture of that on there.
Let's give her a try.
All right. Love me some Belgian wheat.
Ooh, damn.
It's so good.
That is a good beer.
That is a great
That is a
beer.
good beer.
I'm going to give that a 9.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah, that's
Hold on, I'm not done.
That's a good Unibrow.
Damn, I would grow a Unibrow if they all tasted that.
Oh my
damn
gosh.
good. I'm going to give that like a 9.4. That is awesome. Holy cow.
I will give this a 9.273.
Even from a lager drinker.
Yeah, well, I'm a lager drinker by trade.
Yeah.
you know.
Wow.
So that gives it an average score of over 9. We're good.
Cop math.
Cop math, exactly. Cop math.
It's called swag. Put in the comments if you know what swag means, okay? Put it down there. I want to see who knows what that means.
All right, so we're going to talk about these violent-ass teens. We talked about them last week a little bit with those teenagers driving over and just deliberately running over that retired police chief. And it's going crazy. When I started researching this episode, I'm like, holy crap, what the hell is going on? In my day, I know I'm going to sound
Get off my lawn!
Yeah, get off my lawn, exactly. So let me nerd you out with some statistics here. So, crime among teens were actually on the decline, and in 2019, it was the lowest crime rate committed by teens in decades. And then the shit hit the fan. I'm sorry, as I tell my students, the
Feces hit the oscillating blades.
that's exactly right.
Device.
Oscillator, I say, but it's all about the same. So, between
Hey, Camille,
yes, sir.
who was president in 2019?
I think it was Trump.
Okay, go ahead.
No, okay. All right. So 19 brought down, it was the lowest point in years, except for when it came to females committing homicide. Between 2013 and 2019, homicides committed by females increased 116%.
Can you give a definition
Where-
of a female?
No, I guess,
They were just mad
this
because
guy.
Hillary didn't beat Trump.
right? Compared to 35% increase by males, but by male teenagers. 2020, U.S. homicides committed by juveniles acting alone rose by 30%. Remember, 2019 was low. In 2020, male teens committing murders rose by 30%. Homicides committed by multiple juveniles, like a couple of gang members together, rose 66%.
In 2020.
2020. The number of killings committed by children under 14
Holy
was the highest in
shit.
2 decades.
This 14-year-old is wanted by police after they say he allegedly killed 3 teens at a convenience store in Garland, Texas.
Wow.
The number of juveniles killing other juveniles was the highest in decades. In 2020, 2022, NYPD reported 124 teens committed shootings, as opposed to 20 in 2020 had 62, and in 2019 48. So 124 shootings by teenagers.
Who was president in 2020? Oh, that was your boy. Never mind. Go ahead.
All right, carjackings by teenagers in D.C. went up 350%. New Orleans, 126%. Minneapolis, 537% in carjackings increase.
Holy shit.
I think what we need to do is institute more no cash bail.
Well, should
Just let him out. It's
but the
fine.
but
It's
the
fine.
the issue is in the juvenile system there is no bail.
Right.
It's and I know how our area is. Deputies actually have to call, or officers have to call, hey, I've arrested this individual. Do they score that I bring them in, or do I drop or leave them with their
But
parents?
if it's carjacking or murder,
Absolutely.
they're going to hold them until they can see a judge.
Yeah, but there is no bond system
right,
for
right.
juveniles.
Which I think there should be.
So some recent events that when I started researching teens committing crimes, I'm like pages and pages and pages. I'm like, oh, how the hell do I look through all of this? But so I picked out some. Do you remember there was a great? There's a clear video, not a great video, of in 2021 of these 2 teenagers carjacking an Uber Eats driver. It was in D.C. They got in this. They called this Uber driver, and they called him, and they tried to carjack his car. And I'm going to put a video in here.
Watch as the teen behind the wheel floors the stolen car.
She's stealing their car. You're stealing the car? Yeah, we called the cops. Call the cops. Call the cops.
After hearing the crash, the witness recording everything starts running and finds the car up the block flipped on its side and the 2 teens climbing out of the mangled vehicle.
These girls stole the car. Hey, they stole the car. They stole the car.
The suspect expresses concern for her cell phone.
And he was resisting, and they drove off. at the end of the street, the car crashed. He's dead. He flies out of the car and dies. And the girls, 13 and 15 get out of the car and they say, "Oh, I think my phone is in that car." And in the video, you can see the dead guy laying right there. Not giving a rat's ass about this guy they just murdered.
But Camille, if you look at all of the violence that is going on in the country, and you see it on all these TikToks and YouTubes and whatever else, and Facebook, and what's the other one? Instagram, even Twitter, more on Twitter now, or I'm sorry, X. And you look at it, and you see these people getting beat to death, and no one jumps in to help. No one is calling the police. They're videotaping the whole damn incident, standing there watching the whole damn thing, videotaping it. Yeah. Like, oh, I'm gonna go viral over this.
Well, that's the important thing is, videotape it.
Right. What the hell happened to humanity, man?
I don't know.
What is going on?
So to continue on that case, so the prosecutors did not charge either one of them as adults. The 13-year-old had 2 prior arrests for Grand Theft Auto.
What city was this again?
This is Washington, D.C. Huh. So they charged these kids as juveniles, and the max extent they could get in jail was up to 21, and they're out. They murdered this guy. And because the prosecutor did not charge them as adults, they're out at age 21. So 5 years for the 15-year-old. Well, she was probably out. And these are girls. I mean, you think that it's usually boys, but these are girls that they committed this, and they were probably out for 2 years until trial, and then they have 3 years in this home. It's sickening. Another one. This was in Jacksonville. 14-year-old kid Aiden stabs a high school cheerleader 114 times. 114 times. And when he's in the back of the police car, he was just a witness at this time. He's on his phone and he puts on social media. I don't know if it's Snapgrams or whatever. That's what I drive.
The interwebs.
You old bastard.
I know. I drive my students crazy when I say Snapgram. That's not a thing, Mr. Long. Anyway, so he's in the back of the police car, snapping photos of himself with a peace sign, and our victim's name was Tristan, and he snaps his picture and he puts it on social media. Hey guys, anybody seen Tristan lately? After he murders this girl and is in the back of the car. I mean, what the hell? Now, the good thing is, it's Florida. He was tried as an adult and he got a life sentence.
A real life sentence.
Florida does not have parole, so a life sentence is a life sentence.
Oh, you sure it wasn't manslaughter?
Right.
I mean, Othel Wallace can throw his social media. I've got pig's blood on my boots.
Oh, I know.
Look at that video, guys. We have a video on that. Murdered a police officer.
Yeah. We talked about these 3 teens in Ocala. A 12-year-old, 16-year-old, a 17-year-old murdered 3 teens in Ocala. We have an episode on just that.
Yep.
Right. In September, 2 teens filmed themselves running over. I think it was a stolen car. They were doing reckless driving, and they filmed themselves. Hey, should we run this guy over? Yeah, and they were laughing, and they ran over a retired police officer who was in the bike. Chief, just drove off.
And they literally afterwards said, "We better get the hell out of here."
Yeah. And the last one I'm going to mention
left him there to die.
This past week, there's 2 events that I'm going to mention. An 18-year-old, and you guys have probably all seen it. 18-year-old's walking down, and a guy and his girlfriend leaving a wedding, and they encounter this guy in New York City, and he stabs the guy to death.
Ryan Carson and his girlfriend were still dressed in their wedding finery, sitting at a bus stop when a stranger walked past them. It was 3:50 in the morning as they strolled down the block on their way home. The deranged man began kicking over parked scooters and screamed, "What the blank are you looking at?" Victim Ryan Carson stepped in between the unhinged man and his girlfriend, trying to protect her. But the stranger goes berserk, taking a swing at him. Ryan tries to push his attacker away and run, but trips over the bus bench. As the madman stabs the 32-year-old victim, his girlfriend pleads for mercy.
Stabs him to death right there and his attorney says, well, he wasn't looking for any trouble.
But the crazy thing is the girlfriend refused to give the race or gender of the suspect.
And did not help. If you look at the video, she's just standing there while this guy is stabbing his girlfriend to his boyfriend. Her boyfriend to death, just standing there. And then he spits in her face. And from what I understand, she's a big ACAB proponent.
Oh yeah.
And a abolish the police opponent.
For those that don't know, what's ACAB?
All cops are bastards. Yeah. I'm not saying, no, anyway, I'm not going to do that.
That's what they say it means.
So the last one I'm going to talk about this past week, in a town near us in Apopka.
It's pronounced Paka.
Paka.
Okay.
Those of you who live in this area, it's Paka.
Paka.
So an 11-year-old, 11 years old, after a Pop Warner football practice, goes and runs to his mom's vehicle, draws a gun out of the glove box or wherever it was, and shoots 2 kids at this practice.
Video from a city camera shows the 11-year-old opening the passenger door of his mother's car and reaching inside. He turns and within seconds opens fire. We've paused it here and chosen not to show you the aftermath because of the age of the people involved.
So,
all because of...
Well, hold on a second.
Okay,
so that's
sorry.
my question. Why do you think this is happening?
No. I mean,
this
particular incident
case, yes.
in Paka, it was over a bag of potato chips.
No, really?
Yes, sir.
It's tater chips.
Sorry. It was a bag of tater chips.
So I didn't hear that. So
one either took one or wouldn't give one or whatever, and he got pissed off and went to the car, pulled a gun, and shot 2 individuals. Potato chips. Yeah, potato chips.
So why do you guys think this is happening?
Parents are not doing their jobs. We've said it how many times on these shows?
Oh, and the criminal justice system gives too many chances.
Yep.
So it's multifaceted.
Oh yeah.
Why the increase from 2019?
And let me change it. I want to flip something around because we talk about the criminal justice system, and that's what needs to change.
I'm going to get a cowbell.
Okay.
I'm going to get a cowbell.
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
For the damn show.
There you
every
go.
Time
There's
one
one
of
right
us,
behind you.
And
One right behind you. Ring for beer.
Every time what?
Where?
Right there. Right there. Ring for beer.
Okay, what did you say it was? What did you say the reason
Criminal
is?
justice system.
Well, they say criminal justice system, but I want to flip it around because we need it. We need it to become the victim justice system.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Absolutely.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is noisy ass cowbell.
We have a criminal, where all we care about is a criminal. Well, we got to start thinking about the victims again.
Yeah.
That's what needs to happen.
And a lot of people have this mindset, oh, they're juveniles. These kids,
They can't do time in prison.
I'm sorry,
It'll ruin them.
these kids have made an adult decision.
Yes.
Therefore, they need adult consequence.
Listen, we're not saying
If they can transition, they can go to prison.
we're not saying that the 6, 7, 8, 9-year-old
Not at all.
that found mommy or daddy's gun in the frickin' drawer and pulled it out playing with it and shot their friend on accident. We're not saying that, guys. We're talking about someone that makes a conscious effort to physically hurt someone, goes to a car, pulls out a firearm, and physically shoots someone, not by accident, points the gun, fires. That's what we're talking about. So don't get it all twisted and say, you're saying all these kids. No, we're not. We're not saying that.
But you know, the thing is also on
before
top
we
of
get too far,
yeah.
if you like it, like and subscribe.
while you're commenting,
And don't forget to hit that notification bell up there so you get notification every time we drop a new video.
But
we
when
got
you-
4 videos coming out in the next 3 weeks.
But when you have a 13-year-old who is committing continuous Grand Theft Auto and carjackings, they know what they're doing.
Right. The first time, you didn't know what you were doing.
Okay.
I'll buy that.
Knucklehead mistake. Gotcha.
Right.
Yeah, kids will be kids.
But you're
stupid,
a freaking
whatever.
scumbag if you do it over and over. I'm sorry. Charge these people, these teens as adults, like we do in Florida, and put them away.
Not all the time, but most of the time.
Most of the time, I agree. Absolutely.
So I did some research, and a lot of people are saying that these are some of the main systemic reasons as to why this spike has happened. And I agree with some of these. The pandemic and the shutdown. Okay? Right. When we shut down everything, including the schools, these kids were free to do whatever. And they were loose. If you notice, when do most residential burglaries occur? In the summertime when kids are out of school.
Yes, they do.
Yep. So, school shutdowns. They deprive the students of structure of daily life. Sometimes the only structure they have
Absolutely
is in school.
Listen, my wife and my daughter are both teachers, school teachers. One's in a high school, one's in an elementary school. And I can tell you, and you're in a high school, I can tell you for a fact that is 100% true. Some of those kids come in there, have absolutely zero structure in their home life, and you know what? They long for it.
Absolutely.
They really do, man.
Yep.
They long for
My favorite
Please
teachers
tell me what to do.
were the strictest.
Yeah.
Right. They weren't at the time, maybe right at that moment, but by God, when you realized, oh my God, I turned out okay.
Truly
thank God.
realistically strict teachers.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Holding to a standard.
Right. And you went to a damn Catholic school,
Right.
so you got your hands
How's your
busted and
knuckles?
everything else. How's your damn hands?
I've still got issues.
I'm getting a little arthritis.
Have you ever heard of a principal smacking someone with a cane? Literally beating them up with a cane?
No.
A disabled principal called someone out of his
shouldn't be
office and
laughing.
beat him with a cane.
Dude, we had a teacher at the elementary school, which is local here, that I went to. This guy was so old, he was the paddler in
The
5th
paddler.
grade. And he would pull your ass out in the thing, and he would miss, dude. He would hit you in the middle of the back, on the back of the legs, and he was trying to hit you in the ass. He was so old.
Well, although it is technically still legal in Florida for
It is,
corporal
but nobody's
punishment.
doing that.
God, I
mean,
wish they would. I wish they would. I really
So,
do.
yeah.
My kids didn't have to worry about it. Because if I found out they screwed up in school, they were getting their ass whipped when they got home. So.
Structure in school is a huge thing.
It is.
And you need to hold hold kids to a standard because they're not. I've got a student, great student, but you need to hold them to a standard. I asked them to do something and they turned it in and it was sloppy and I said, "Do it again. You're better than that. Do it again." And we're on like the 4th iteration. And I'm like, so is this better than the 4th one? Yes. So you could have done better. Yes. All I'm asking for is perfection. Okay? Structure and not accepting the lowest denominator.
Mediocrity.
Push these kids to excel and do well because throughout their surroundings, their friends, and sometimes their family, they're just like, yeah, whatever, you're fine. The family, the friends, they're just accepting the lowest denominator, the whatever you can do, that's fine.
Yeah, mediocrity.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And people are not holding individuals to a higher standard.
Absolutely.
These kids can do well. You have to hold them to that high standard.
Push them.
Push them.
Push them.
Absolutely.
Do you think athletes that are out here in the NFL, the NBA, the MLB, whatever else, do you think that
The
they
Professional
were not,
Bowlers Association, which is
PBA.
Bowling is the sport of kings, just saying.
do you think that they were not pushed to the ragged edge of their abilities? Of course they were.
Absolutely.
So we should do the same for academia.
Yes.
instead of just accepting mediocrity, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
I never did.
No.
My kids come home and say, "Oh, I got a 78 on the test." I'm like, "Could you done better?" Yes. Well, then go in there and retake it. Ask if you can retake it and do it better.
Study.
And they're like, yeah. You know what?
Don't
They redid it and got in the 90s.
Don't accept mediocrity. I think. Now, they also say, and I agree with this, the increased stress and mental illness and social media conflicts resulting in turning deadly. People do not know how. Teens do not know how to handle conflict resolution. It's all social media. There's not a one-on-one social or conflict resolution.
They turn into keyboard warriors and
Right,
they think,
exactly.
"Oh, I can take care of this by telling you to F you on social media."
But they're discouraged from actually dealing with conflict. That's the problem.
I'm going to go into my safe space.
Okay, well, I'm going to say something 100% controversial.
No, not you. Never.
John?
Say,
No.
You would never say that.
Bullying is a good thing.
To a point.
To a point.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Okay, a bully needs to be put in his place.
Yes.
Okay, but kids need to experience it.
Yes.
Because they have to realize, I don't have to deal with that. I can overcome that.
So recently I don't know if you guys, but we're going to get because of what you said, I'm going to get a little political. Candace Owens, one of my favorite people in the world, she was asked, she was doing a speech and some social justice, blah, blah, blah. She said, "What do you have to say about the people who are actually feeling victimized by you just being here?" She said, "Get a helmet. Life is tough."
There you go.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
All right, guys. That's all I have to say about these rotten teenagers. Not all of them. Like I said, I teach in high school. 99% of the kids in high school are awesome, at least where
Yes,
I
they
teach.
are. Yes, they are.
There's some knuckleheads, but you got to love them too. But there are some kids who need to be put straight. And if you make an adult decision, you have an adult consequence. What do you guys think?
Final word for me is love your children unconditionally, have their back unconditionally, but when they screw up, make them face the consequences of their actions. Do not give them a pass because they're such a good child, and Johnny wouldn't do that. Make them face the consequences for their actions. And it could be taking a piece of gum, taking a nickel from your wallet, whatever it is. They need to face the consequences and learn that, hey, my actions are going to have negative consequences if they are negative actions. They've got to learn that. From the time they are old enough to understand what you're saying till the time they are 17, 18 years old. Absolutely.
Well, by the time they're there, if you've held them accountable, they're fine, good kids.
Absolutely.
If they learn consequences at this age,
They'll know them at this age.
they'll know consequences. How many of us had to look?
All right.
Oh, yeah. All I had to do was look over my glasses like this and give them the look, and they were like, "Oh, shit, that's this. We better stop what the hell we're doing right now."
Right.
And if I got up out of my chair, somebody was getting an ass whooping, and they knew it.
Right.
If I have to come get you, I'm bringing an ass whooping with me.
That's absolutely right.
Yeah.
John, what do you have to say?
I was just, the look.
All right. Look and the consequences.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, guys, we love you. Thank you for being a part of this show. Make sure you comment below on what you think. We read every comment. We react to the comments. We change shows because of your comments. Sometimes.
Let me throw something out there.
Sometimes some of the comments, there's a couple of assholes out there that are commenting, and you know what? You're an asshole, and you know who you are.
But keep watching, commenting, and subscribing.
No, I don't want the assholes on the channel, and a couple of them are just assholes.
Are you calling the guys who liked my mustache?
But 99.8% of the people that watch this show and comment and like and subscribe are unbelievably awesome folks. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it. At Surviving the Badge,
we still got your six.
Stay safe out there.